their life look like, my brothers and sisters. This is another thing your brother XL will be reporting to you live from the inside. And I felt compelled. I just left the gym. So I just felt compelled to share with y'all how I whip these shakes up to keep this shape up. You dig what I'm saying? Dig what I'm saying? With that being said, I've been seeing these vlogs with these bodybuilders on Men's Strength Channel and all these other things about their full day of eating as a bodybuilder. And I realized a lot of them, they intake one of them protein shakes. And me, I was on the whey protein heavy. So Body Fortress, that was my jam, you feel me? But when I realized I'm just spending all that money for some powder, had to think of where that protein comes from in that powder. And it really comes from things that we already have around us, or some things we may not even look to partake in while we're trying to get fit. So, everything in moderation. I'm gonna walk you through it. You see a couple things, right? You see this, like this Hershey. You see, I got ice cream right there. Ice cream. But it's a method to the madness with everything. Still got the fruit. Still got the alternate sugars. Still got my almond milk. All these types of things. Got a gang of oatmeal. But we finna whip this thing up. I'm gonna walk to you step by step how I do what I do when I do. Super fruit. These are things the queen already had in the freezer. So, like, she ain't use them. Why not? And acai, then my daughter be trying to tell me how to say it, but I always forgot to look at it. But I know I'm gonna use them because they ain't using them, and it's fruit. When it comes down to the protein and the substance, when I start thinking of that thing, whole milk, 2%. As I get older, as I get ancient in my days, that 2% ain't rocking with me. That whole milk might not do the trick. But I look at the alternative: almond milk, oat milk, soy milk. Those things work, but at the same time, they're preferred more for cutting weight. I'm trying to put the weight on. So they say oat milk, 2%. That milk is more so for people trying to put the weight on. So you know what I do? Joints. Boy, I feel like Stone Cold Steve Austin with these jugs in here. So that's what I do. And to add a little bit to the girth that I'm trying to put on, oatmeal. Get you a big container of it, or like I do, I be hitting up hotels sometimes when I'm out of town, and I run up them oatmeal packs. They're complimentary anyway. Gang up on them. They don't do it. But at the same time, if they're offering them, I give me one of each flavor because my sons like them. You know what I do? I do it for the family. So, oatmeal, bring it back. Whip it up in my shake. I don't really eat oatmeal out the bowl too often. I have to have a taste for it. So, when I do it big. Oatmeal in the container, put my little bit in there, and we run it. Chia seeds. Somehow they were already in the cabinet. Somebody had them. They smell like they dropped them on the floor and picked them back up, put them in there. So yeah, it wasn't a trick, it wasn't kitchen litter, it wasn't no dog food. I'm gonna run it because this is considered a good source of protein as well. Oh yeah, I forgot about it. Got my little fruit basket over here with the bananas, the apples, the oranges, the avocados. Right now we got an orange and avocado, so I was thinking with the bananas, we doing that. And when I look at the taste, it's the fruit, yeah, you got the fruit. But if you mix it, if I mixed up a smoothie, y'all already know it. Them smoothies don't be hitting like that. And that fruit, yeah, you gotta like the fruit taste. But everybody like a little bit of sweetener. Not too much, but tell me you're gonna get in there with some raw fruit and some milk and some water and tell me you really gonna drink that smoothie? You really gonna drink that smoothie? All right, that's cool. Teach his own. Well, I like that. But yeah, at the same time, when you come to that sweetener, I don't really fool with the white sugar. So we got some date sugar right here. We got some coconut sugar right here. Got my honey, which is always a good nutritious treat. And I got this here cocoa powder. And of course it ain't sweetened, but it's the special dark kind, just to give it a little twist. I like it, you know what I'm saying? So, I'm really gonna push your mind up with this one. Like I said, I had the cake, the ice cream, dirt cake, not putting a whole lot in it, just to give it the flavor that I want. It's just flavor. It's not really to put something in there or add anything to it except for flavor. And sometimes I also bust out something crazy, man. There's something called tuxedo cake from this restaurant I like up the street. And this is what's left of the tuxedo cake. It was actually, this is like a quarter of what it was, pretty big sizes, love it. So you got the quarters, I was cutting in quarters. So I put 1 quarter in each time I made a shake. I only do one shake a day. So that's what I'm doing post-workout. This will be my last quarter. If I choose to use this today, instead of using ice cream. See, I don't go overboard. I either do one or the other. I'm just using this as an example to show you the kind of things I use to sweeten up or give it taste. You can do it too. I ain't saying put no bacon, no ham, or no chicken pieces in your smoothie. You just going overboard if you're doing all that. We're gonna agree to disagree. But at the same time, that's exactly what it comes down to when it comes to sweetening. So you're still watching your sugar intake. You're using alternatives to sweeten it. You ain't necessarily got to go with the white sugar. If you can't afford the fancy sugars, hey, I can say budget. Budget yourself to where you can actually partake in these types of things. You got milk. If the almond milk like $2, I hope and pray to shop at Aldi near you, where you can get like 2 of these. That's $4. Y'all spend 5 on White House, man. Well, Swishers or whatever it is y'all smoke now, but I'm in your business. So, the date sugar, look, y'all buy everything else on Amazon. I wouldn't necessarily prefer cold foods to be bought on Amazon, but that's where I get my pastas, my rices, those types of things. Those dry foods is where I get them from. And the date sugars are the same. Matter of fact, they have date syrup that I usually use when I don't use the honey. Date syrup is another alternative, a healthy alternative to sweeten up your dish. So, those are the things that I'm using to put into my smoothie. Let's get to work. First things first, got this tropical blend right here. Got my NutriBullet. Hello, friend. Before I even plug it up, I gotta make sure I got my container and I got a clean one. Make sure it's clean. I ain't got but so much left in this one. This one has like pineapple, mango, strawberry, and papaya. So, for the run what's left in here, do that. When I do the banana, I don't do too much. I only do about half of one. I eyeball it when it comes to the milk. So, boom. That's about enough for what I feel like doing today. Then I got this splash of almond. Let's do it, baby. We got it. That's enough. I'm telling you, it's gonna fill up. Got this acai. Okay, we're gonna use it anyway. Like I said, it's frozen. It says pure unsweetened. As you can see on the bag, I dumped that right in there. Sometimes it's a little bit harder. It's better if you thaw it out. But at the same time, you're gonna get what you're looking for. Just put the time in. Then I go with the oatmeal. Gotta get my muscle on. So I put if you want to put I say put a 1/4 cup in there. Just depending on how big or how much you're trying to, big your container or how much you're trying to put in there. I try to conserve it because I know for certain I'll be doing this every day and oatmeal is an essential part of my shakes. Then we go with the chia seeds. Chia seeds still in the protein. So with the chia seeds, they say I'm eyeballing it. So do about the same. Do enough to probably cover the top part right there. The top part of the circumference. Do enough to cover the top part. You should be good with that. Date sugar. Now watch this. This is like what they call moon dust. This is very fine. So when you dump it super fast, it's gonna pop right in your face. So I put enough in there. I'm very careful with it. Matter of fact, it come out like rocks, like moon rocks, but trust me, it's soft. The coconut sugar in there too. I hadn't necessarily gotten a taste of coconut sugar when I put it in certain stuff, but it's there. I'm using it as an alternative because it does add to it once you mix it. Then I swirl the honey around a little bit, not too much, just enough. And today I'm gonna go with the dark chocolate powder. I dump like a little handful of that. This is fine as well, so just be careful. See, I'm already dumping some on the mat, but it's all right. If you want to measure, you do that. You do that. I'm just showing you the ingredients and showing you how I whip this game up. But use your measurements as you choose to use them. It's not too sweet. This is like a sort of a cheesecake mousse type of thing. And any of y'all have had that type of cake or a dish or a dessert, y'all know they're not super sweet. So you're good. We go ahead and scrape this up out this plate here. It's been fun, it's been real fun, but baby, we're gonna make it amazing. I'm dumping it in there. Like I say, look, just stuff it at the top. Stuff in the top. I told you, once we get everything in here, it's gonna take up some space, so just be very vigilant on how much of everything you're putting in there. Mind you, I started off with a little bit of fruit. It wasn't a lot to it. a good half and half of milk between almond milk and the 2%. Add my protein, my sweeteners, everything in a little portion. Like my big brother Ice say, man, do a little, a lot. So just a little bit, add it together, it's better than the sum of its parts. So now, we're at the place where we're going to close this up with the blades on it. We gonna let this NutriBullet shoot his thing. Shoot his shot. Might have to plug it up first. Try not to do it too long. You say you risk it overheating if you let it go for more than a minute. And then there's the risk of like getting too pressured and exploding. Don't want that. I ain't gonna say I learned the hard way, but Queen definitely had to tap me on my shoulder and be like, man, turn that thing off. Like, it ain't fit, turn that thing off. And she threw me an article, reading is fundamental. So there you go. I always tap it down at the top just to make sure everything's off it, because I want all them extras, baby. I didn't make this for no reason. This is going towards something. So, it's good. The consistency is good enough to where I like it. You can always put ice in it, add some water to it if it's too thick for you. Me, I do it if I feel like it's too thick, because at the beginning of when we started like really making these things, they were way too thick. I put way too much oatmeal, not enough liquid in it. Even with the milk, I still didn't put enough liquid in there for it to saturate everything else that was going into it. That's before I started putting the cake in there. It was just the powder, peanut butter, the fruit mixes, the sweetener, and the milk. Oatmeal, that was it. And it wasn't, so, like I say, you can probably see right here if I put it up, that the acai, that pack, like I say, it would have been better off if it wasn't frozen. You can actually see right there, that little part that's sticking up, that's the acai inside of the shake. He was like, man, XL, you trying to get me to drink this mud pie? Nah, what I really came to do is to pump you up. At the same time, man, this is my way of whipping one of my shakes. But if you have different flavors, if you have different recipes, if you got something you want me to try on this chunk, because I'm looking to do this, I do this every day. But if you got something else you want me to try, I got a Pinterest full of recipes that I can run it. Put them in the comments, hit me in the DMs on all my social sites, man. XO24 on pretty much everything. XO24 on Instagram, on Facebook, on, I ain't got Snapchat, I'm cool with that. But TikTok, definitely. TikTok, definitely. I know I post religiously on there and on YouTube. So I'm gonna be doing review videos. Hit me up with any ideas you got. Make sure that you like, subscribe, comment, let me know you there. Y'all the X Factors, and I wouldn't be nothing without y'all. Blessings and all. Go be the champion you was born to be. Be your own champion, why don't you? But